Hey Superfam, just taking a walk around my property, and if you saw my last video, that's my garage that's being built. But what I did last 4th of July weekend, my wife and I, and a little bit of help from our parents, we built this shed. This is actually a CostCo pre-cut kit, and what you can do is you buy this from CostCo when they have their sale. It's about $6,000 or $7,000, depends if you get the floor option or not, like we did, or you can get a concrete pad poured. Let's just do a quick walk around of the whole thing here. So after our quick walk around, there are some things that you do need to buy that doesn't come in the kit, and I'll do a quick spin and I'll show you what I mean. These two front doors here, this is a 96-inch or 8-foot wide opening. I'm not sure how tall that is. It's probably about 7 feet right there. But these little hooks that we put on the doors, these have been a really big help. So whenever these doors are open, the wind goes pop 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 pop. So we're really happy we did that. This little lantern here, that is solar powered. We have another one that is actually right here, and those we got from Amazon. We're really happy that we did that because we didn't have to run any utilities from the house to the shed. I'm gonna get some solar panels eventually while we're on the roof. None of that came with the CostCo kit. The only things that came were the 8x4, the OSB, the underlayment, the shingles, the nails. None of that came with it. That I had to buy extra. Obviously we painted, and if you look here, you can see right there is where one of the nails was coming out, or one of the screws rather, but you can really tell if you look. But my wife went over every single bit of this, and she caulked and wood filled every opening, and then she painted over that after she wiped it flush. So you can see them if you really look, but just the casual passersby, it's impossible to tell. Another thing that we had to get per our local county, and I don't know why, are these, they call these tie downs right here. These aren't normally for sheds. These are normally for actual mobile homes. And what this looks like, it's about 3 feet long, and down there it's a big auger. I'll show a picture of it right here. And essentially this is supposed to keep this entire structure from moving if there is a windstorm or a tornado. Living in the Cincinnati area, I can't remember the last time we had a tornado or a tornado watch, but maybe that's just a local governance for a once every 50 years kind of thing. I'm 33, so I don't remember that my entire life of living here. I forgot to say a bit before, this exact style of the shed, this is the Upton, U-P-T-O-N. I'll try and put it right here on the screen, but we were really happy with this design. You can actually put the windows on this side or that side, or two here and one there, or vice versa. You can do it however you want. It just depends on how you frame everything in. So why did we decide to go with this? This was once again a pre-cut CostCo kit, and it came with about everything that we needed just for the shed itself. What we did have to do is this actually sits on both cinder blocks and 4x4s all the way down. I haven't cut all of the skirting for this yet. That's another video that's coming later this spring most likely. But we did need a place to put all of our yard tools, all of the equipment, what we wanted to get out of, I'll say, the house garage. And it wasn't going in my big car garage. That's for when I work on, you know, all sorts of equipment this was just for yard tools, my lawnmower, weed whacker, chainsaws, etc., etc. Let's take a look inside. And one thing we haven't done yet, right here, we're going to get another hook and another eye to put right here. So when this is open, the wind won't flip-flop it back and forth. So that's what it looks like on the inside here. One thing we did do that you can plainly see is this is all Gorilla Tape or Zips tape. I don't remember which one. And that's everywhere where there's a seam. And that was actually on all the outside seams as well. We did that so water and moisture wouldn't creep up. What we also did, and you can tell from the different color of the wood, I went and I bought pressure treated wood for all of the long runs here. That wall is, I believe it's 8 feet tall and 24 feet long. That was pretty interesting when I was framing that up and getting it up. Our in-laws came over to help, my dad came over to help. We were really pleased and happy about that. This is something I would never do again, right here. I don't know why, but in the instructions, it said to take a 3-inch wood nail and go straight into it, 2 from this 2x4 and 2 from this 2x4, right into this single stud right here. That's just not a good idea structurally. I asked a few friends that I have that are civil and structural engineers. They said that's just plain poor practice. So I didn't do that again right here. I just cut a little puck out and then I put 3-inch wood screws in there. There's a tiny bit of a gap, but I'll fix that next time I'm out here. Did I do that on the bottom as well? Yeah, I did. You can see that puck right there. So that's something that I would definitely recommend if anyone buys this exact kit. And pressure treated lumber is all the way around. The only exception is right here at the front, because we caulked every single opening in here. You can see it right here, actually. That's all the way down, all the way on this entire perimeter. The only things that we have left to do, there is a loft right here that I'm going to build, and there is a loft right here that I'm going to build. Beyond that, according to the kit and the instructions from Costco, we're all done. We are going to insulate in here. What my wife is going to do, she's going to caulk all of these openings. I bought her an electric caulk gun, and then I'm going to grate stuff over them, and then just plain R15 insulation, then OSB boards on top of that. So then I'm free to build anything in here that I want. Once again, I'll get solar panels eventually and wire that down probably to right here. This is where I'm going to build a workbench. That's another future video. Another future video is building these stairs for right here. But what most people are going to be interested in is likely right here, because I have to grade everything out. Then I have to flatten it, and then I have to get my pitch perfect for the ramp that I'm building to get my Z-turn bad boy lawnmower stored in my shed. All in all, am I happy with this? Would I do anything different? There's a few small things that I would do different during the construction phase. Make it a little easier to build. That's just something you learn when you're doing DIY or construction for the first few times like we are. But to be quite frank, I don't remember the company I had to deal with. It was whoever sold this shed, and it wasn't Costco, it was through their distributor. The absolute worst experience I've ever had to deal with when having to get any professionally engineered stamped drawings or specs, prints, however you call it, that we had to submit to the county to get our building permit, since this was over 200 square feet. And there was no reason why it took so long. There was no explanation. It was just, hey, it took so long, here's the thing. And we paid $700. But when you pay that amount of money, you expect the company that you buy it from to actually meet their lead time. And every time I called every week. We were supposed to get the stamped drawings within 2 or 3 weeks. Well, 9 weeks down the line, I can't believe that they were just making up an excuse. Well, the guy's on vacation, so you'll get it whenever he's back. That's completely unacceptable. I spoke with the supervisor several times and just, oh, well, we're sorry. Nope, you ain't getting it yet. You'll get it when you get it. Click. I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, this is 2024, 2025. Customer service is really difficult to get anywhere, but that's just poor business. And if you expect to run your business that way and your customers to deal with it, you're going to be chapter 9 or chapter 11 within a few years, because people don't deal with that. I just checked my email and I remembered it is Heartland. Heartland Sheds are who you have to actually buy the drawings from if you need a permit to build in your county. Now, the reason that I'm a big fan of buying through CostCo, because there are certain companies and brands, if you want the privilege of selling in our warehouse to our members, these are the guidelines that you will adhere to. And the response that we got from Heartland when, once again, the lead time was in between 2 to 3 weeks, and it was $700. Once again, it's not like it's, hey, it's 50 or 60 bucks, $700 plus tax on that. So it was $759 or something like that for where I live. And it was, you'll get it when you get it. That's not an acceptable response to me or any other consumer. So I kept calling CostCo, and Costco sent me checks. Believe it or not, it was $700. I called one time and I said, this is the issue and this is what I would like a resolution. Then they sent me a check for $150. Then it got to week 6 or 7, and same thing, I called Costco and I got a check back for $100. I don't remember the exact justification for it on Costco's end. And she sent me a quick screenshot for the check request, and it was something like customer service or customer excellence, something like that. So I was able to get that back from Costco, so that was $250 I got back. I did get back $250 from Heartland eventually. Once again, this is like 2 or 3 months of me calling Heartland every other day just to get some help and say, look, there's no way your guy's been on vacation for 3 months. Do you have unlimited vacation and it's just not tracked or what? And if you have this work that's coming in, you have to staff your work, and you also should have a contingency plan for when certain person goes on vacation. Hey, this is what we're going to do to backfill that work, whatever it is. That didn't happen. I was really disappointed. And Heartland Sheds, if you're watching this, I would very much love to speak to anyone within leadership, because I actually had to call the supervisor of a call center in, I think it was Virginia, before I could even call the supervisor for Detroit that I needed to speak with. And there's very little, if any, help that the supervisor in Detroit, which is the call center I had to go through for help with my professional engineering drawings. I'm an engineer. Every single day I wake up, I see an engineer in the mirror. There's more than one engineer that can get X job done. And after I went through the calculations, they're very simple. When I say simple, they're like calculus 1. We're not talking differential equations or multivariable calculus. Blah, 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 blah. Engineering talk, right? I'm going to have everything extra that we use to build this shed in the description below. Just like all of my videos, all of my tools, all of the parts and materials, they'll all be there as well. There'll be some pictures at the end of the video for in progress and exactly how we built this. Hey, if you like the video, hit that like button down there. It helps out the channel. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. And as always, be super today. Big thanks to my dad and in-laws for helping us out. For this project, I learned how to do roofing. I never knew how to in the past, but if I can, I think anybody else can too. It's about the same thing, rinse and repeat once you get a few lanes up. Just don't forget your drip edge and to get a really good underlayment. So you'll see when I panorama out here in a second how it all looks when I'm done, but I'll tell you it took quite a long time. So this is definitely not a 2 or 3 hour job. This is more about 17 or 18 hours once you're all done. Once you're all completed, you have that great sigh of relief and whew, now let's get to everything else.